concerns, so we'll move along to the fire. And Deputy Chief, we'll get you to kind of give a bit of a verbal rundown of the report in front of us, and we'll take questions from there.
Thank you, Chairman. By all measures, July was a busy month overall for the fire department, operationally, inspections, training, and prevention. We exceeded 60 calls for service for the first time this year. The proportion of calls were equally shared between our Chatham and Newcastle stations. The response times were very similar to a year ago. A few recurring properties had unintentional and alarm malfunctions attributed to the hike in calls. We had several follow-ups with those properties and have made significant progress in resolving the issues. And leading to August, those properties, we haven't had an alarm ringing. Overtime, there was a slight decrease in department overtime in comparison to last year. Total overtime for emergency service calls, very similar to July of last year. The majority of the overtime was shift coverage, which is typically vacation or leave coverage, and fireworks display for Canada Day and Rock and Roll Festival, as well as staffing our satellite station during the temporary Centennial Bridge closure contributed to the remaining total. With training, we bucked from past trends. Usually we take the summer off, but it remained in full swing. We delivered approximately 14 hours of training with back-to-basic fire truck operations, to equipment familiarization, as well as fitness training. When we look at volunteerism, with the addition of the new recruits, the department assists with just over 30 members. And then when you look at inspections, our inspections have more than doubled from July of last year, with significant increases of regular inspections and licensing requests, and that's usually through daycare occupancies. The fire prevention officers and suppression crews, we placed over 20 alarms in 9 different locations in the month of July. That's totaling 65 locations to date, having new alarms. This has been a huge increase over the past years. We basically tripled our numbers from this time last year. Looking at public outreach, July was all about bringing awareness to outdoor burning safety, as we produced a number of radio PSAs, and we reminded residents to always check New Brunswick Forest Fire Index prior to burning. Remind them never to leave an outdoor fire unattended, and to keep the campfire small. You should also have sufficient water amount on hand to extinguish the fire, and remember to keep children a safe distance back from the fire pit. And these fire pits should be a minimum of 3 meters from combustibles, and to burn only dry seasoned firewood. Additional outreach activities, we participated in the Canada Day Parade. We delivered station tours to over 50 children, completed a couple of site familiarization visits, and assisted in fire drills and evacuation procedures. Other worthy mentions is that in July we had 3 OJT students. It was basically shadowing our current shifts, and they will be with us till mid-August. And also, if you're not already aware, we received a new fire truck last Friday, and we do anticipate that it being placed in service in September. And this gives us enough time to perform some preventative maintenance, transferring equipment, and also to make sure that members are trained in using the apparatus. And there will be an opportunity. We tentatively scheduled September 9th for a push-in ceremony. This will be an opportunity for the public to be able to see the truck firsthand. And with that, Chairman, that concludes Miramichi's fire report for July.
Thank you so much. Any comments, questions, concerns from the floor, or the virtual floor? Councillor Summers.
Thank you again, Chairman DePlacy. Just thank you for the report, Deputy. On the satellite station that we set up in Douglastown, I'm just wondering, because I know we had established that with concerns about potential bridge closure, which is of course a moving target as to when that's actually going to take place. I need a refresher on, I guess, A, if that satellite station is still in being used, I guess, for lack of a better word, and if so, are we keeping that going or keeping that open for the foreseeable future? I guess I'm just looking for a timeline on that. Thanks.
Through the chair to Councillor Summers. So currently we're renting out a building on Marina Drive until the end of August to be able to use to house a fire truck when and give us the option. So if there is a temporary closure of the bridge, typically what happens is that we staff the building with 2 members and an apparatus for the duration of the closure. Knowing that we're getting close to the end of the rent agreement, we will be revisiting it this month and decide how to proceed.
Thank you, Councillor. Thank you, Deputy Chief. Any other comments, questions, concerns?